Hello and welcome to a very urgent and important announcement for 24-hour movie marathon 7, which is now done. it has been a real task finishing this thing, and I can only look back on the years when I was working part-time and how much of a luxury that was. The first 24-hour movie marathon I was working full-time, but that was like a 20-minute video with very little editing, whereas this is like a 4.5-hour long thing, which takes a lot of time when you're working full-time on top of everything. So I've just been getting beaten down by this video. And, this year's just been really tough. A really tough year for me, mentally, emotionally, physically. There's been just a lot of issues this year, so it's taken a long time to get this thing finished. We did it back in January. But it's done now, and I always kind of look at it with the Dale Cooper mindset of a path is formed by placing a stone, one at a time. So, you work your way towards it very slowly, and eventually you will have a finished thing. So, the marathon is done, and needs to be fully rendered into a full single file, of course, but for all intents and purposes, everything is finished, which is really exciting. And I have 3 things I want to talk to you guys about very quickly. I'll probably ramble on. I'll leave that one in for free for like 20 minutes, but I'll try and be as concise as I can. The first thing, very important, is that I'm once again partnering with a charity this year in conjunction with the 24-hour movie marathon, or at least raising money for a charity, much like I did last year. An idea I had a couple of years ago was too nervous to do. Last year I pulled the trigger. We raised some money for Little People UK. I think we raised £170, which was a very small amount of money, but for me, fantastic and better than no amount of money, and so I was just so blown away by the response to that. I think only 8 people donated, but it made up enough that was really worthwhile, I thought. So thank you again to those people who contributed last year. And I think it's really cool to turn something like this, which is such a positive thing in my life anyway, into something even more positive, as I said last year. So this year, I'm going to be trying to attempt to raise some money for the NRDC, the National Resources Defense Council. The environment is something I feel very strongly about, and so that's the charity that I have chosen. So I have a GoFundMe page set up. The link is in the description. It is now live. You can go over and donate as of this very second if you wish. The way I see it, the way I view it, is with this charity fundraiser as part of the 24-hour movie marathon, you guys are getting like a 4-hour video to watch and enjoy. If you watch it, and when it comes out and you enjoy it and you feel like it's worth a few quid of your money to put towards the charity fundraiser, then I would love for you to do that, and I would greatly appreciate it. If you're not interested in the charity fundraiser, that's fine. I hope you enjoy the video all the same. And if you just want to support without even seeing the marathon video, as some people did last year, I would love that too. So it's all in your hands, and anything is greatly appreciated. For me personally, like I did last year, I will be putting my own money into this as well. I'll be taking the entirety of my YouTube check, which I'll get probably in the next month or so, actually. So all the ad revenue from my channel for the past 3 or 4 months will be going into this fundraiser, so I can kind of put my money where my mouth is and also make up some of the goal. Once again, like last year, I put a £100 goal. Very small amount of money again, and I like to pick these charities that seem to make sense in terms of they're not these huge charities that everyone knows about, and people who do far more impressive and noteworthy things than me making a video about watching movies raise a lot more money, rightfully so, for charities like that are have a bit more name value and can kind of do more with more money. But with these smaller charities people haven't really heard of that much, that kind of money probably goes better spent to that kind of thing. Anyway, so that's the first thing, a charity fundraiser. Again, the link is in the description. I urge you to check it out if it interests you. And once again, I'd be forever indebted to you for kind of making this thing work. I would love to see us reach that £100 goal. Now, the second thing is the way that the marathon is going to debut this year. So on Sunday, the 21st, which is this Sunday, I plan to premiere the 24-hour movie marathon live. Now, there is a feature on YouTube called YouTube Premieres, which is kind of rolling out to certain people. I haven't got it yet myself, but many months ago, I decided to kind of bootleg my own version. So I live streamed the entirety of Marathon 6. And what that means is it's basically a live stream where the marathon is playing, you click on it, you watch it at the same time as other people. And it'll tell you how many people are watching. You can comment on the chat on the sidebar. So throughout this kind of 4-hour video last year, a few months ago, from last year, I was kind of chatting with people as the marathon was going on. We were talking about movies. It was a really fun time. So what I'm going to do, it'll be 6:30 p.m. this Sunday, UK time. So if you're in America, it would be 12:30 in the afternoon, 1:30. I'm not quite sure what the time difference is this time of year, but I figured Sunday would be a good day where people aren't doing that much. You're never going to please everyone. You're never going to have the right time for everyone, but hopefully it'll be a good middle ground. And once the live stream is finished, and it won't be in full high def either, that's the thing. The way I can kind of do it and kind of stream it from my laptop, it'll be 480p, I think. But it still looks pretty good. So once the marathon live stream ends, the premiere live stream on Sunday, which will be around, that'll be 11 o'clock, 11 p.m. UK time, I will then release the full video in 1080p, and you can watch it at your leisure and pause it every 2 minutes if you want, and watch it over the next 8 months. So that's one thing, is that, you know, people like to kind of watch these things at their own pace because they're so long, and I understand that. But if you feel like watching the whole thing, or at least popping in and out and seeing bits and pieces and chatting with some people in the chat, I'll be there talking and stuff. So that's currently the plan. Now, this could change because the marathon is done now, really. So it should be ready by Friday. So if anyone wants to comment down below saying it'd be more convenient for them if I did this live premiere on Saturday evening around 6 p.m. UK time, I could do that, and then I could release the video Saturday night, and then people could have kind of a lazy Sunday day to kind of watch the thing at their leisure when the full video, you know, the full quality video is released. So I'll leave it up to you guys. If there's enough people who would prefer a Saturday evening live stream and for it to be released on Sunday so they can watch it at their own pace, I would consider doing that. So and I'll let you know. Keep your eyes peeled on my Twitter. I'll announce the kind of the final you know, time and stuff. But for, you know, for right now, I'm looking at Sunday evening. So that's the kind of the live premiere idea. It might fail, so if the live stream fails or cuts out or anything, I'll just stop it and I will just post the full video. So it should be all ready to go at that point anyway. So that's kind of the live premiere idea. Hopefully it works. It's a bit of an interesting thing, something new to do with the marathon. I think it could be quite cool and fun. And there was something else I was going to mention. It's completely gone from my mind. See, my whole brain has been frazzled by the 24-hour movie marathon over the past few weeks. It's really been down to the wire. I've really been burning the candle at like all three ends for the past like 3 weeks to finish this thing. So yes, the charity fundraiser, the live premiere, yes. Okay, so third thing I want to talk about is expectations. So I don't want you guys to feel like this is going to be some huge event because, oh, he's live streaming it, so it must be something really amazing and epic. It's the marathon that you're usually accustomed to, with me and Connie bantering back and forth and watching movies for 4 hours. The final running time is 4.5 hours, so it's just a little bit longer than last year. I'm really happy with that length. I feel like that's a good length. 6.5 hours was way too long a few years ago, but I think four-ish is good. Now, the cameo's a little bit different this year. I've done something a little bit different, so I like doing that. I like kind of experimenting. I don't feel like it's as good of a video as last year in terms of the skits and the cameos. It's been a very rough year for me, so ideas and just the time to get up and do them hasn't been there for me. It's going to be up and down every year, but there's some fun stuff in this year's marathon, and there's some cool cameos, but it's done differently, so just expect things to be a little bit different. But also, the main thing I wanted to say is that it's pretty front-loaded this year. So once you get to day 2 of our marathon, which is about 2 hours into the video, there's pretty much no cameos after that. There's a special cameo at the very end, which I'm very excited about and intrigued to see what you guys are going to think of. But the bulk of the cameos are at the beginning. Usually I like to kind of space them out throughout the entire 3 days of the marathon, but I couldn't find a way for it to make sense. And I didn't have as many people this year either. So that's just the way it is. So yeah, don't be sticking around for the whole 4 hours thinking who's going to pop up at any minute, because it's not quite as balanced as previous years. So that's really it. I'm looking forward to releasing this thing. It's always really exciting to me. I liken it to being a kid on Christmas Eve. I'm excited for you guys to see it. I'm excited to just kind of have it out there and finished. Another kind of marathon in the books. I'm going to put it up on Letterboxd as well. So if you watch it and you want to rate it on or review it on Letterboxd, that'd be awesome. Again, it's just a fun thing. I know it's only a YouTube video, but it is something that I put months of work into. So I kind of like having it there on Letterboxd to kind of just remind myself of the things that I've done over the past few years with the marathon. It's kind of a fun little cool thing to see. And I just got the poster artwork in, which is phenomenal. A friend of mine did it for me, and I'm so happy with the poster. So you'll get to see that soon. It'll be on Letterboxd as far as the poster page, and also it'll be used in the thumbnail of the video. So that is it. Thank you for watching. Look forward to the marathon. I hope you guys enjoy it first and foremost. I hope some of you are compelled to donate to the charity fundraiser, of course. And that's all I have to say. So yeah, I'm gonna go and start rendering the full thing, which will probably take about a day and a half. Hopefully there's no issues. I've tried to kind of test some of the pieces to make sure there's no copyright issue, because there's a few bits of music and stuff, but there might still be issues. I don't know. So, but fingers crossed, it'll be debuted on Sunday. And if there's enough of you guys who are thinking that Saturday might be better for you, then I'll consider changing it, and I'll then amend. I'll put like a comment down below to let you guys know if I've changed it to Saturday, or I will post about it on Twitter also. So thank you for watching. Hope you enjoy the marathon, and I'll see you then. Oh, and also, yes, that's the one thing I forgot about. With the live stream, the live premiere, it could be a thing where if there's anyone still around at the end of the marathon stream, I could then pretty much switch over to my laptop and come on camera and just chat with you guys like a kind of a live Q&A thing for like 10-15 minutes. That might be fun as well, like a kind of post-viewing discussion. I don't know. Well, that's just like an option that could be very easily done if it all goes to plan, which I hope it does. There haven't been too many snags so far, so there we go. That's it. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one, and I'll see you hopefully this weekend with 24-hour Movie Marathon 7 from Norway with Love live.
It's alright by me. Apart from the fact he throws cans of Carlin into a tree. Yeah, he's really cool. Yeah, he's really cool. But he's not quite as cool as you.